Well, I have my live show Thursday, 10 a.m., but I couldn't wait. There's so much excitement going on. I got to tell you what's happening. So there's a war is breaking out. Bitcoin Cash, not the real Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, the shit coin that I've said is going to zero, is forking. And the fork is going to attack Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash, you can see here, has 7.63 billion in value that so let me tell you what's happened. And I mean, I don't want to be too crazy and say the thing's going to zero tomorrow, but it might. So here's the deal, just to give you a little history. So Bitcoin last year around this time it forked. Now this fork became Bitcoin Cash. So what it was, Bitcoin is a great community. It is the king of coins. It is digital money. But there were a group of morons who basically branched off to do their own thing. And that was great for Bitcoin because they're a bunch of idiots. And they tried to attack Bitcoin. It lasted about 5 minutes, failed, and Bitcoin rode on much higher. Now, Bitcoin Cash, and the reason they couldn't attack, the reason Bitcoin couldn't be attacked by Bitcoin Cash is because Bitcoin Cash, it's only like 10%. It's tiny. It is an ant under the foot of the monster Bitcoin. But with Bitcoin Cash's fork, Bitcoin Cash is an ant, and the fork is another ant, and it is an evil ant. Let me show you. So there's this guy, Craig Wright, who claims to be Satoshi Nakamoto. He is crazy. Now, he's crazy evil. Bitcoin Cash, there's the infamous Roger Ver, who, he's crazy in a way that I feel bad for him, right? He's just, screw loose, whatever. But Craig Wright is crazy evil. And these guys are going to war. Now, the thing is, and I'm going to show you this video. This is Craig Wright. You're going to hear him talking. He's being interviewed by Tony Bays. The difference between this fork and the one that happened with Bitcoin last year is that the fork has a lot of hash power. It has a lot of computer power. Maybe you've heard of the 51% attack. Meaning, if you have more than 51% of the computer power, you can overtake the other chain. And Craig Wright, the evil Craig Wright, has enough computer power, supposedly, to possibly shut down, make it so that Bitcoin Cash, the existing Bitcoin Cash, can't do any transactions. And the whole thing is shut down. If it's shut down, it doesn't work, what's the value? And so just listen to this guy talk a little bit.
Yeah, but it's not my idea, so...
No. What are we going to call Roger and Jihan's side of the fork or split? Like what do we refer? Like what do you refer to that as? Like the thing you want to destroy. What are you referring to it as?
A corpse.
No, but before you do that to it, what are you referring to it as?
A corpse. I'm sorry, but you seem to think I actually care. We're going to see. You have to actually get like a lot of blocks before anything matters. We're going to teach you that if you sell their side of it, we'll bankrupt you.
No. I know. I know.
No. What you don't understand, Tone, is that there is nothing for it. It doesn't exist. So if you take a bet on whether it exists and you bet against hash power, you bet against Bitcoin. We are not going to let a single SV sort of alternative, as you put it, no BCH from ABC will ever trade on an exchange. You buy.
So what he's saying here is that, so there'll be the fork, and if you try to trade or process a transaction on Bitcoin Cash, they will use all their computer power to mess up, to dumb this down, to mess up the transactions. They have enough computer power to overpower the computer power of Bitcoin Cash and make it so no trades go through. Now, is this really going to happen? I don't know. We've never really seen a real war. There's been threats of wars and attacks, and people have been able to steal some money on, some of these weak, stupid shit coins. But as far as completely destroy something, we haven't really seen this. But this Craig Wright, he's motivated. He's fucking crazy. It sounds like he has the computer power behind him, and there's sort of enough crazy people. Because remember, so with Bitcoin Cash, you get this huge community, really smart people. And then you had 10%, which is the fucking nutballs that forked off, right? So then you had the Bitcoin Cash fork. So these are the Bitcoin Cash is the nut crowd, right? And now you're taking the 10% of this nut crowd, and these are the real fucking nuts. And now they're gonna fight each other. I don't know what's gonna happen. But the bottom line is here, listen, I have been saying Bitcoin Cash is going to zero anyways. Now they're being attacked by a lot of computers. To me, if nothing else, its path to zero has gotten steeper. And listen, right now, if you sell it right now, you can get $439. Tomorrow you can't sell it because the exchanges are going to stop for the day of the fork. And then they say they're going to turn it back on. But if they're under attack, which sounds like at least for a little while they will be under attack, you might not be able to trade it. I don't know. I don't know. Like, we don't know. And like I said, I wouldn't hold Bitcoin Cash on a sunny day, let alone when a storm is rolling in. So now, what's happening with the whole market now is everybody's like, I don't know, everything's down. But to me, what I was thinking was going to happen, I thought it would have started maybe once the war really began. But Bitcoin Cash down a lot, and the dumb money thinks, well, there must be a problem in the market, and they sell everything. So we've got an opportunity here. And by the way, this is a momentous day because for once I have been wrong. No, I've been wrong before, but I told you I didn't pin any hope on it, but I said I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the low in June when Bitcoin hit 5,800. Well, now we're below it. So my little claim that maybe that was the low is not right. We are lower, and it could go lower. We could get the V-shaped bottom everybody's been waiting for. I've been saying we're probably not getting the V-shaped bottom because everybody wants it. Everybody, oh my God, if it goes below 5,000, I'm going to back up the truck. Well, I don't know. Usually, if everybody wants it, it doesn't happen. Anyways, but if Bitcoin Cash, because there's a lot of people are like, I believe in this in the future and it's not going away, so I'm just going to spread out my money. I'm just going to buy a little bit of the biggest coins. So there's a lot of money in Bitcoin Cash, 7 billion. And whether it's dumb money, in other words, idiots who actually like it because after researching it, or it's just people who allocate in these funds and we'll just put some money there. There's a lot of money in it that could disappear. And when that suddenly disappears, the dumb money says, well, if I was dumb about this one, maybe I'm dumb about all of them, and they sell everything. So I think this is, to me, it's a buying opportunity. Let me just say one more thing about Bitcoin. Talking a lot of negative here. Well, let me say something positive. New York Stock Exchange starts buying Bitcoin and storing for their institutional clients on December 12, less than a month away. New York Stock Exchange. We're talking, listen, I don't know exactly which institutions we're talking about, but their clients include, pension funds and, big money buying and storing Bitcoin. Fidelity is not far behind. They start buying for their clients. What do they have? $7 trillion worth of client money. They start buying first quarter, and many others are coming to follow. This is a new asset class. Bitcoin is a new asset class. And there'll be others, but Bitcoin Cash is not one of them. You know what I mean? Well, there are also these funds that just like buy a bunch of shit based on market cap. And so everybody sort of can get a little bit of money, but the run begins in Bitcoin, and I think it starts soon. This, to me, is a great opportunity if we get a real dump. And I'll tell you what, if there's total chaos in Bitcoin Cash next week, it could drive everything else lower. To me, that's exciting. So we will see. What else? Ethereum. The thing I love about Ethereum, Well, do I want to do a full video here? I really want it. So I got my live show tomorrow at 10 a.m. I like it. Do I want it? How long has this been already? 10 minutes? I'm just going to riff off the top of my head. I got a show tomorrow, but while I'm here, right? So Ethereum, I think it looks good. The scaling is coming. The community is bigger and better and more fired up than ever. MakerDAO, to me, is the next killer app. I think it becomes one of the biggest banks. It already has about 200 million in collateral locked up to create dollar stable coins. This thing, I'm not going to get into the whole details, but is growing. So one of the biggest banks in the world eventually will be on Ethereum. That's clear to me. That's growing. I mean, I don't know how big you have to be for it to be the biggest bank and how long that takes, but there's so many exciting things happening. So I like Ethereum. And listen, if you loved it at 400, you love it at 179 right now, right? EOS. This thing is looking more and more centralized. It's not as centralized as Google, but it's basically a platform for building illegal gambling games. And the government, when they get around to it, they're going after low-hanging fruit. But eventually, if this thing is nothing more than a bunch of illegal gambling games, it can be shut down. It's too centralized. They can just go to these data centers and shut them down. And granted, you shut one down, another one pops up. But if people start going to jail and there would be enough chaos, it is a centralized system as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, less centralized than Google. But and I don't see, and let me know if you're an EOS fan and there's something like real of value that's coming out soon. Like all I see are stupid little gambling games. Not even awesome gambling games. Like they have some of these crazy pyramid fucking, with a bonding curve and all these crazy pyramid schemes you see on Ethereum, which are actually like these sort of intellectual game theory pyramid schemes that can last forever. EOS, you get, it's like rolling dice and, throwing darts. I don't know. Is there something real that actually would change the world coming out on EOS? Let me know, and I'll keep my eye open. Like, I've been very sort of skeptical about EOS, but I'm starting to become negative. XRP, they're plugging along. I'm not a buyer, but I don't think they're going away. I don't know what it's worth. Privacy coins, I'm not into. Bitcoin will have its privacy, so will Ethereum. In fact, ZK Snarks is a privacy solution already in Ethereum, and now they realize, for whatever reason, I don't understand the technology, but ZK Snarks is also apparently a scaling solution. So, privacy is coming to the big coins. So I wouldn't buy a small privacy coin. And these are all boring. And another thing here with the war here on Bitcoin Cash, maybe Craig Wright, he's crazy. Okay, so maybe his little fucking attack goes nowhere, and maybe this is the end of him. But if he's successful in bringing down Bitcoin Cash, he's already said he'll go after the next coin. He's going to use his hash power to destroy all coins until his is the only one. Like literally, it's like a fucking Hollywood movie and he's the bad guy. But anyways, who's next? There's a couple small old Bitcoin forks, I guess would probably take 5 minutes to destroy if you can wipe out Bitcoin Cash. But then what about Litecoin? You could come after them, I would think. I don't know. These things have no point. I don't, Dash, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Gold. Whether or not they get attacked by this, such fake Toshi, I don't know. But these are all shit coins to me. And of course, Neo, one of my favorites to love to hate, on its path to zero. Tether. So back to let me just say a little bit about Tether. I believe, so Tether is a coin that is pegged to the dollar. And the Bitfinex holds dollars to back the value of the Tether. If it falls below, they can buy back the Tether for less than $1, for which they have $1 back, they make money. And Bitfinex is a non-regulated. They want to just do their own fucking thing. They don't want to be in the regulated world. We're never going to see an audit from them. We're never going to get total proof that they have dollars to back all of the Tether tokens. But I think they have them. And so what happens is every time the price falls below $1, they go and they start buying them up. And they make. So today, if they buy them, they're making whatever, 5%. When it hit 85%, they were making 15 cents on the dollar. I think they bought, so they're making millions on everybody thinking Tether is a scam. And the reality is there's a lot of other dollar peg coins. For a while, they were the only one. They had 100% market share. So as their market share declines, they pull out and make money on it. I don't think it's a scam. I don't think it's going to collapse, but they're losing market share. But as they do, they make money. The people at Bitfinex are laughing all the way to the bank. And someday Tether is not important and it shrinks to very little. And I don't know that they can. I don't think they were making money on Tether in the first place. They did it because there was no dollar peg coins and it helped the trading. And they weren't really making money on Tether, but on everybody selling it to them for under $1 is where they're making a ton of money. So it's all kind of funny. Tron is funny. He just keeps plugging along. This Justin Sun, man, he's got balls. I think the whole thing seems phony to me. But this Justin Sun, he's making fun of Vitalik Buterin, like Ethereum will never catch them. He's got balls. Maybe something, I keep thinking, maybe something's there. How can they be so bold? But the claims, they're always turn out to be, he's a nut, this Justin Sun, he's either like a genius and I'm missing it, or he's another one who's fucking off the rails. I don't know. Cardano, another one, I think goes to zero, just because they're all a little bit too smart for themselves. But let's skip to Stellar. Oh, I skipped over Stellar. So, for those who followed me know, I've been a fan of Stellar from, when it was a penny. I've enjoyed the ride. I don't know hopefully you didn't join me at 60 cents. I know a lot of people did. But anyways, so I love Stellar long term. But the next bull run, the next parabolic move is institutional money coming in. And like I said, the institutional money's coming into Bitcoin, I don't know, in a few weeks, the next few months. The fuel to make it run comes soon. And who's next in line? Ethereum. They'll get the next batch of institutional money. And then some institutional money gets spread, these funds that just buy the top coins. And Stellar's in that pile. But I don't see institutions lining up. I love Stellar long term, like the Stellar network itself becoming bigger, working with IBM. There's a lot to be excited about. But as far as another parabolic move, it could happen. I mean, listen, sometimes you don't see these things coming, but I gotta say, the problem is, they're not, one of the things about Stellar, and I think this is good for Stellar in the long run, and I think Jed McCaleb is smart in that they don't use mining, so they have, I don't know the exact percentage, 70% of all the coins are just being held by the Stellar Foundation. And they, instead of having miners get them, they are given out to other companies or other organizations to help grow the ecosystem. So, in other words, let's just say, create a crazy example. Some central bank finally is like, shit, we got to get on to the digital currency thing. We want a platform. You know what? Maybe we should go on to Stellar. Jed McCaleb could say, hey, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll give you 10% of all the fucking tokens, XLM tokens, if you build your whole system on Stellar. And I think that would be great for Stellar. I think it would be good for Lumens in the long run, but in the short run, they're not selling any, right? I think these big buyers, the only way to get into Bitcoin is to buy. New York Stock Exchange can't make a deal. They can't print. They can't whatever. They got to go out and buy the fucking things. And they got to get in. You know what I mean? Stellar, they can give them away. So I'm just worried that it doesn't have as much firepower for a run. And anyways, the way I see it is Bitcoin's first, Ethereum second, and then all the other ones may run too. And Stellar is certainly in that group. But as far as big players putting a lot of money into Stellar right now, not as confident. I'm not saying it's going down. I love it. But by the way, my portfolio recommendation, I'm hoping, so Stellar, I think Coinbase is going to list them and they might be next. And for whatever reason, the dumb money, actually, I figured out the other dumb money move because we saw this with Stellar too. The price went up when this blockchain said they're giving away $20 worth of Stellar to everyone who gets one of their wallets. And the price of Stellar goes up. Why would that make it go up? It doesn't really, that's not like great for the price. It's not bad for the price. It's good for this blockchain wallet. It's whatever. And I started thinking, I think what it is, again, the dumb money buys when stuff is in the news. Like, even if it's bad news, people love shit like something's in the news, so they buy it. And I think that's why Bitcoin Cash was rallying. This fucking fork. Remember, we used to be afraid, for those who've been around for more than a year, we used to be afraid of forks because they are dangerous. And if there's a fight, it's dangerous. Things used to go down because of a fork. Now everybody loves. So, anyways, there's a fork coming that's dangerous. The price is going up, but people don't care that it's dangerous. It's in the news. So people buying Stellar because it's in the news. And the same thing getting listed on Coinbase. We've seen, oh, gonna be listed on Coinbase, being listed on Coinbase. And like, so what? That doesn't, and now you look at the history. The highest price for Bitcoin Cash was the day they were listed on Coinbase. The highest day for Ethereum Classic was when they were listed. Basic Attention Token. Basic Attention Token. The day it was listed on Coinbase was its high. Being listed on Coinbase, it goes down, but it runs up until it's listed. And I'm like, why is that? I mean, it's one thing if it happens once or twice, but it just keeps happening. And I think because when it's going to be listed on Coinbase, it's in the news. And people are like, oh, I don't care if that news is good or bad. It's in the news. I see it in the newspaper. I'm going to go buy it. So I'm hoping this happens one more time. And Stellar goes up fucking 30, 40% because it's going to be listed on Coinbase. And then the day of or day before it gets listed on Coinbase, I've been saying 25% of your portfolio on Stellar. I don't know. I might say 20% is better. And I would put that into Bitcoin. And so, I feel bad if somebody's fucking bought it at the high. We're still down here, and who knows? Eventually, in the long run, listen, I like it. It's great. One of the best out there. But Bitcoin is king. Ooh, we're seeing 56. I tell you what, I don't need any more Bitcoin, but if it keeps, we get a nice little poop next week. I think, and this could go on because the war Bitcoin Cash starts Thursday. They close it to do the fork, and then after that, Bitcoin Cash is under attack. I don't know, and this could get and a lot of the news. Although everyone loves to buy on news, the mainstream media is going to be. First of all, people don't even know the difference between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. And they're going to be, oh my God, well, is Bitcoin risky? Could Bitcoin be destroyed by an attack like this? Like, people will think that, I think. And we're going to see, we might see prices go a lot lower. We've broken support. Look out below. See you on my live show tomorrow, Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you.